Turf for Stuart Williams, who's enjoying a good spell. Stefano Cerci likewise in the saddle as the bell sounds. In behind the grey. I'm trying to pick out what that is, the grey. It's Lorna Cole, first start for Charlie Wallace, and ex-Michael Appleby won a claimer for Mick last time out, and easy enough to back. First start since the 13th of March during Cheltenham, and will come out of stall 5. Tyler Hurd on board for the first time. That is Lorna Cole. Directly behind that is number 5. Colm, who's looking to give Dean O'Neill a double in the evening for Henry Candy. Actually, I think it's definitely got a chance. Ground will suit her better than the majority, and he's low mileage. She's only had 4 starts on turf, all told. Daughter of Memas, so looking to give, as I said, Dean O'Neill a double on the evening. He's about to go on and make his way down. We should mention Ash for Robert Callan and Luke Morris, daughter of Twilight Sun, and was a winner penultimate start at Brighton of a mark of 61. Held off the Newmarket Wolverhampton last time out, but back on turf today, and again in his low mileage, only had 6 career starts all told.
And the market looks like this for the last race of the day. The Liberty Bay is 7-4, Colombe at 2-1, 12 Diamonds is next in at 4-1, 11-1 Aish, Passional 12-1, 18-1 Lorna Cole. Time to get the thoughts of Dave Nevis. Well, actually, I'll ping one at you if you don't mind. A week ago, Libertine Bell was victorious over Liberty Bay. I've got to get those names right. At Goodwood, I should say. Libertine Bell, and the reason I'm coming to this, was a couple of pounds well in. She had to switch. She got the better down the near side of Liberty Bay. We're obviously seeing Liberty Bay today, but I really want to see Liberty Bay run particularly well here because I have half a fancy that Libertine Bell is going to win one of the feature, well, I say one of the feature, it's not the strongest card, but one of the marquee events at Newmarket tomorrow afternoon. So if you see where I'm going with that. Yeah,
and Liberty Bay is entitled to be somewhere near favourite in this. And basically, in terms of the market, there's been 3 that have been supported and 3 that haven't. Liberty Bay is clear favourite and has hardened up a bit recently off the same markers. It has been beaten off the last twice, and probably on what you're saying, and I think I agree that given Libertine Bell having traffic problems, Liberty Bay might have been a little bit flattered to get to just half a length.
It was just the aforementioned Liberty Bay that gave Libertine Bell. It really isn't the easiest, is it? The traffic problems.
You're
having
a good go at it, though, Nick. You're getting there. Liberty Bay, Libertine Bell. It's easy.
Anyone's watching? Liberty Bay is also declared actually to go tomorrow to Haydock, but obviously they've got this as the first option. You expect her to jump and run, if not lead, then sit prominently as well.
Yeah, Colombe has led in the past. I think it will be between these two. Colombe was backed into even money favourite on her last start, and to finish next to last, you'd say it was disappointing, but I don't know whether it was. I thought it ran perfectly well, and the bowl along in the van type of style might suit her better here than at
I think she might just be that much more suited to the ground than some of these as well. It is on the softer side. I mean, you only have to take one look at the shots there to see that the weather's worsened, if nothing else. I know we're getting towards the dark end of the night, but a few of these are only better or most known their exploits on quicker ground.
Yeah, or the all-weather. There's it's intriguing that there's money for 12 Diamonds, being quite well supported. A maiden after quite a few runs has been tried over further and is rated barely at a Plater's mark. I can't see it myself. I fancy the front 2 taking it.
The winner of the last is
Colombe for me.
Okay, over to you now for the last.
Yeah, thanks. Lads, as the last couple go forward, 2-3-year-olds, no surprise to head of the market. I think Dane O'Neill will get a sort of nice toe in the race from Liberty Bay, who'll jump from stall 6 and go forward for Mark Usher and Ryan Tate. She went down to the start well ahead of the rest, but she looks nice and relaxed down there. 12 Diamonds looks like she's going to be last into stall 4. So with our thanks, let's get back up and rejoin Anthony Ennis.
Thank you, Niall. Last one in is Aish in the quarters. We're ready for our last. And they're off. Fillies jump away over 5 then for the Anna Wilk Interiors Fillies handicap, and Passional is heading straight across towards the far side rails to race alone. Towards the centre, the white face of 12 Diamonds is up there. Also Liberty Bay in blue colours. Near side, that's Aish, the orange sleeves. The grey is Lorna Cole, and held up at the back is Colombe in the red and white colours as they hurtle through the first furlong and a half. Passional's right up there against that far side rails. Towards the stand side, Aish is leading Colombe, but in the middle, it's 12 Diamonds with Liberty Bay, the white cap, and the grey Lorna Cole. So up front, Passional, far side rails now under pressure. Towards the near side, Aish has the lead there. Colombe is moving quite well just in behind them. More towards the far side, Liberty Bay's come under pressure too. A furlong to go. They meet the rising ground, and Colombe is coming there very strongly near side. Liberty Bay's in the centre. Passional's right there over on the far rails too. A few chances. Passional, Liberty Bay and Colombe. Passional, Liberty Bay. Not much in this. Passional and Liberty Bay. It will go to the judge between those two. Home in third was Colombe, and then came 12 Diamonds. Close call.
Officially a footer for the nightcap and spread right across the track. Passional far side for Stuart Williams and Stefano Cerci. This side is Liberty Bay for Mark Usher and Ryan Tate. Back in third place, Colombe for Henry Candy and Dane O'Neill. Very tight indeed, and it was a good move, a decisive move from stall 7. Stefano Cerci knew what he wanted to get that far side reel. Has it paid off? Miss Daughter footsteps in the sand. Liberty Bay raced right down the middle. Ryan Tate having trouble pulling her up. 16-1 and 7-4. The SPs off the pair for them. They were a length ahead of Colombian third, who I think is ran with credit. I just think a stiff 5 on this ground. She's a very strong travelling filly. Here we go.
First place, first number 4, Liberty Bay.
Liberty Bay is 1 up the middle for Mark Usher and Ryan
3.
Tate. Beat Passional in second for Stuart Williams and Stefano Cerci. And back in third place, Columbia, who I think is definitely when more emphasis, maybe in a flatter track. I think she'll remain competitive, a mark of 69. As we take it back from the stall, as soon as the gates opened, Stefano Cerci knew what he wanted, and he got that far side rail. It's nearly paid off. Down the centre and a little bit keen was Liberty Bay, and they're all racing in a line, apart from Dana O'Neill and Columbia, just getting a little bit of cover and trying to get her to relax. She's a very, very strong travelling filly. And back at maybe a sharper 5 with more emphasis on speed. She's definitely going to pay her way, I think, this summer. But it was a good move from the runner-up. Hopefully, a lot of these are fairly well exposed, including the winner, Liberty Bay. Good bit of placing by Lambourne trainer Mark Usher to get her out. She's due to go up £2 in future handicaps already. But she's a straightforward filly because she didn't have much help. She's racing a fair bit alone down the centre of the track, and she's straightened through, and you look at her head carried, she's really wanting it. And where it mattered, it looked like here that Passional was just in front, but Liberty Bay, Nick, where it mattered.
Yeah, instinctively, you taking a look at the exchange market, went sort of 20s on in the photo. It didn't necessarily look that way straight away to the naked eye, but obviously once we had that slow motion camera, you could see that Liberty Bay had probably just got her head down where it mattered. Passional has run an absolute cracker. She's obviously, as we said beforehand, she's best known for her exploits on the all-weather, but she had run her best turf race, albeit from just 2 runs last summer on easy ground. And over on the far side, she's done a solo. She's run an absolute belter. Liberty Bay, well, that's exactly what I wanted to see. If you did fancy Libertine Bell tomorrow, you won't mind seeing that whatsoever. What's your assessment of that? What's your assessment of the near side? Because I know that you were going to talk about Colombi.
In terms of form guides, I hate these sort of races. Small field, 5 furlong sprint, where they split into 3 groups. You've got no real chance, because I've no doubt that it was a good move in terms of identifying a fast strip of ground to be on Passional.
Stefano Cerci right over on the far side.
I think he's done brilliantly, but this horse is a bit of a winning machine. I mean, once she nearly fell over or collided with the rails, but she's won most of her other races on the all-weather this winter, so she's an admirable type. I thought Dane O'Neill might just have been ended up a little bit too quiet on Colombe, but the thing is, he's only got 1 horse to aim at, and judging what the other 3 are doing, he's a little bit
she
more
will be
difficult
held
than
up.
he should be.
She will be. That's her want. And it's not as if Aish hasn't given her enough of a run for long enough, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I take that point. I just think that these sort of races where they end up spread across the track, small field sprints spread across the track on soft ground in the summer, I don't particularly like them as, but I don't want to knock